what's going on, fellow troopers? Yeah, sorry, I need to represent myself somehow. I got this little Funko Pop of a stormtrooper. I like this one, it's really cool. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. So, today, what we have, I have something really cool to show you guys. I'm actually super excited about this. So, as you know, Jedi Survivor has come out recently, and I was a huge fan of Jedi Fallen Order. Just the game in general, the storyline, the characters, I mean, it all was just amazing. I'm sure many of you are the same way. But Saber reached out to me and they said, hey, we got a Saber that's just like Cal Kestis's. And of course I'm like, Cal Kestis' Saber? Yeah, I would love to check that out. So we're just gonna kind of go through that today, kind of check it out, see what it looks like, how it handles. So here, I will say, because I have a couple Sabers from Saber, and I will say right off the bat, the box alone is honestly just really nice. The box, you know, it's obviously got that reflective material on it, and then it's super smooth. So let's just go ahead and slip it off here. Boom. All right, let's just go straight for the hilt. The hilt is what we all want to see, right? Okay, so here we go. Just gonna take it out here. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this. Here, let me put this down for a sec. Oh man, just look at that. That is pristine right there. I love, look at this. It's like the graded grip. Ooh, that is a nice feel right there. It's definitely got some weight to it. It's not too heavy, not too light. Material feels definitely solid metal here. I mean, this is pretty strong right here. And then look at this. We got the battle damage going on here from when it got destroyed during Order 66. Remember that? This looks pretty cool. It's very sleek. I would say sleek, and just kind of, I don't know. It's kind of obvious, but I mean smooth. Something I love with this is the grip. I mean, this is just a nice grip. And what I mean by that is, I'm sure you've seen, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it was during Jedi Survivor that they were giving out, I did not receive one, but I saw pictures of some other creators that were getting a specific saber like this one. And I'm sure it was from you know who. And the problem is, and you can see in this, I'm gonna show a photo here. So in the photo, you can see like just, I don't know, the handle itself is super thick and it's almost like a giant flashlight. And I don't know, I don't like that super thick, you know, hilt. I don't know, it just doesn't feel real. It feels too bulky. And with this saber here, I mean, this is nice and slim. And I definitely think that if you were to go any route, I prefer this. So looking through it here, this comes off. And then it actually has a battery that can come out and charge, which I will say is really nice because there we go. And it just powers up just like that. And the reason I like that is because if you're like me and you have your lightsabers on display or something like that, it's nice to be able to just take the battery out and charge it, because there's some, and it's not like it's a deal breaker or anything like that, but there's some where, you know, it charges to the hilt itself. And I don't necessarily, I mean, they said not that big of a deal, but it's just a nice little bonus feature because I don't like having to take the whole saber off, you know, my display or the wall or whatever, wherever it's at, to charge it. So this way you can just take the battery out, charge it, put the battery back in, and then you're good to go, you know, for showing off on your display. So I'm gonna zoom in here, get a little closer. You can see more of the details going on here. I like this imprint. It's on both sides. Just a nice little detail. And then this is something cool. I don't have a bunch of their sabers, but I do know for the ones I have, it's just a single button, just one for navigating the menu. So on this one, we have two buttons. So it's a little easier to navigate because you have a couple options here. But yeah, so that's the hilt. But let's go on to see what else is in the box real quick. Okay, so I just start putting it together here real quick. So this is for the display stand. Now this is really cool because now this, I believe this does not come with the blade automatically. I believe they just send it along with so I can show you guys. But I do know that up until May 7th, they are giving these away for free if you order any Saber. Just put it right here, and then we got the hilt, and then it just sits right on top, just like that. That way you can kind of see what it looks like. Went ahead and pulled out the blade. Looks like a standard size blade. Maybe, I'm not sure if I'm maybe not looking at it correctly. It does seem to be just a little bit shorter, but I mean, honestly, I think it would be just fine. I think if you wanted to get a longer one, you could, but you know, this is a pretty decent length for the blade. So if you just go ahead and insert it right here, and I'll get a close-up of it. But basically all you do is those bolts, those little bolts that come along with it, you just stick them in there and then use your little tool to tighten down the blade. All right, so I've gone ahead and tightened them both down. So we got 2 on this side and then we got 2 on the other side. But now is the moment of truth. We're gonna go ahead and try it out. So if I just, this is the ignition switch. So if I click this, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Now that ignition, that sounds like Cal Kestis. Oh yeah, look at it. Nice and bright. Hopefully you can hear it a little bit. And then let's see, because then there's like the clashing sounds. Oh my gosh, that sounds exactly like Cal Kestis. And like I said, this one's nice because it's got the 2 buttons here. So this one is for extra sound effects if you just want to control the sound effects. And then just hit it again, shuts it right down. And I will say that's nice right there because, like I said, I used a couple of Ona Sabers, and some of them, the ignition works right away, but then you have to hold it down for like 3 seconds for it to shut off. But this one's nice because you just click it once, turns on, click again, shuts it down. So that's pretty nice. So once again, I haven't familiarized myself with all of the menu options yet, but what's nice is you can rifle through different characters just by clicking the small silver button here. So, okay, we got Yoda,
Rey Skywalker,
Rey. Ooh, is that one Kylo? Ooh, that is Kylo. So you can tell that the sound effects are completely different. Not just the sound of the blade, but then the movement. And then just shut off just like that. So that's awesome. And that is nice because you can just rifle through. Inquisitor.
Tell me, is this training? My training? No. Always training, the universe is.
So this must be Luke? Ooh. And again, that sounds just like Luke's saber. Not just the ignition, but then the waving around and then clashing. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. So yeah, with the blade, like I said, you have multiple options. You know, like I said, you can go through the different characters.
I am told it is the dark saber.
Ooh. Dark saber. Ooh. Look at that flashing. That's really cool. It's very sensitive. It doesn't take much of a movement. Just with a little twist. Just with a little twist, you can hear it. Man, that is... sensitivity on this, that's awesome right there. Sensitivity is working pretty good. You know what, real quick, let's just do a little montage. I want to show a montage of this. over detail again, I just kind of want to show a little bit more of like, it's like the interior of the blade. So obviously we got the cracks and the damage, you know, from when Cal, when it got destroyed, or at least partly destroyed. But we got all these different details, you know, basically showing the inner workings of the saber. But yeah, again, you can customize this to whatever you like. Of course, there's the like I said, the presets for different characters, but you can adjust the colors, you can adjust like the ignition, and then how it basically stabilizes, so you can keep it solid. Kind of do the unstable version where it's, you know, crackling everywhere. So that's really cool. So overall impressions of it. So I will say, like I said, I've had a few sabers from Ona Saber, and maybe it's just me being a fan of the Fallen Order series, or like I said, Jedi Survivor, but probably my favorite saber so far from Ona Saber. And again, maybe that's just coming from me just being a huge fan, but it definitely feels solid, and you know, it doesn't feel cheap at all. Like, it definitely is sturdy. But overall, like I said, in my opinion, I'm actually kind of impressed because, like I said, one little key feature, it's not that big of a deal, but one thing that I really love is having the 2 buttons. Like I said, with some of their other sabers that I have, it's just a 1-button system. So when you're going through the menu, it's like hold for 2, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, or whatever, you know, you're trying to adjust in the menu. But having those 2 buttons makes it at least a little bit easier to go through those settings. So that's definitely really nice. But overall, like I said, I think also just the size of it is like perfect size. Like when you think about it, the game, you know, from, you know, top to bottom, I think this is, at least just from looking at it, looks like the perfect length. And so I'm really excited to put this up on display. If you guys want a little bit more of a discount, if you use the code JEDI10 at checkout, you'll get an additional $10 off any saber that you purchase from there. So that's JEDI10. Again, I'll put the links in the description. And again, this is obviously a really nice saber they have here, but they have a lot of other kinds too. So I'll leave a link specifically to this one, but don't be afraid to check out more of their website. You know, they have replica sabers, they have, you know, high end, low end, so they got a variety to look at. So, but again, I'll put a link to all that stuff in the description. But yeah, I hope you guys, I mean, this is cool. I don't know what it is. It's almost like the Mercedes of lightsabers. I don't know why, but it just looks so, it's so pretty. I think it just looks so pretty. And I decided to do it one more time. I love that sound. All right, guys, thank you for checking out this video. I hope you loved it. Like I said, I hope you think, like I said, if you're a huge fan of Fallen Order or Cal Kestis, this saber is pretty sweet, not gonna lie. So, alrighty guys, thank you guys so much for checking this out. If you haven't yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.